So I just want to thank Pam. We just finished our Saturday presentation, and I'm looking. We're going to record theirs. There's a lot of people who have asked for it to be recorded because they have other things going on. But I'm really looking forward to hearing from you, Pam, and the latest on what you've learned because I watch you do it on Facebook all the time. You have the most intriguing, captivating reels and posts, and the way you put things together, and you would think like you're a marketing genius with all of the ability to do Photoshop and all of this stuff and videoing and lighting and all of the complexities that go into that. You would think like you're this guru, right? But you're like, no, I just use all the tools, right? So I'm going to just toss it over to you and let you kind of introduce that and go in the direction that you want. And if I have a question as we go along, then
Yes, please.
I'll interject.
All right. I wanted to share my screen. I'm not sure if maybe if you have to click something off. So let's see. Here we go.
Should be able to now.
Oh, here we go. I think this is it. My desktop. It's been a while. Been
Yep,
a
we can
while.
see your desktop.
Okay. So I actually wanted to first show. So this is kind of, can you see this? This is where I started on the left.
Yep.
Almost 7 years ago. And then this is me now in the middle, and that's me and Sarah at a celebration. Does she look like she's a little liberated from her illness? I just love that so much.
Yeah, that's
She's
great.
such a blast to build with. All right, let's see. This is the presentation. All right, using free AI tools in your business. Sorry, I'm like a tiny bit under the weather for literally the first time in almost 6 years, which is like the craziest timing, but it's been a crazy week. So this presentation is a little bit scattered because I made it and then I learned some new stuff and I tried to add that in. It was like a little discombobulated, but just stop me anytime or, we'll just speed through it if it's a little redundant. So AI, I think it's just such a good tool because it removes overwhelm. You can absolutely have content ready and available to post at any time so that you don't have to be camera ready or you don't even barely have to rub two brain cells together to create something that's engaging and compelling and true. So some of the best practices, obviously AI is not going to replace you, but you can train some of these, even the free AIs, to speak more like you, and to know what you value so that you can tweak your posts and your images to reflect that. And you can use it for not just like posting, but you can use it to respond to clients, that maybe have an issue with like binge eating or something that maybe you don't even relate with. Then you can ask some of the AIs, like the ones I use are ChatGPT. I use Google Gemini and I use Grok. So you can say, this person's having an issue with, eating after dinner. Like, what are 5 tips that I can give them to help them, manage this easier? So it just helps you coach better as well. And then let's see. So, we have, the photos that we take personally,
Well,
and
can
then
you go
we've
back
got,
1 second? Go back
oh
one
yeah,
one
yeah.
slide. I like that number 7, brainstorm content, because people,
Oh,
well, I
totally.
don't know this, or I'm not an expert. I don't know what Dave knows or whatever, right?
Oh my gosh.
So if you just type
Yes.
in some prompts, some keywords,
Oh,
say, hey, help me elaborate on understanding this better. Or
not even just that. You can say, give me a 30-day calendar of posts about menopause. 1 tip a day that's actionable, with a fun caption and a fun image. And it will literally spit out 30 days of content on the most, like, the tiniest minutia of information. You could do it on, like, vitamin D, I mean, anything. I mean, this computer has access to all the information in the world. So we'll get
there's a
into.
lot out there on isogenics, right? So if you put
Oh,
an isolene shake, it's going to give you a ton
totally.
of information. It's New
Totally.
Zealand way. It's going to give you all the stuff that, you might not even,
Absolutely.
but I
And you
might
can just say like, later on, actually, I'll show you, like I asked it, we just came out with the collagen cocoa, like in this atmosphere where there's, a new product, every 5 minutes, like what sets us apart? And so then it, went into, because it knows isogenics, and it's, you should focus on the purity and the potency. Your company, stands apart because you do this triple batch testing and stuff. So it understands where we're coming from, and it will help guide you for sure.
I'm recording
Oh
this.
yeah,
We'll post
please
it
do.
in the Forever Pack business group and also the Forever Pack. So those are what I have on Facebook, Forever Pack and Forever Pack Business. So if you're not a member of those,
Perfect.
you can just have
Sounds
someone
good.
add you.
So then, Roy was just saying, his AI doesn't look anything like him. So I had told Dave, like, if you want your AI to look like you, just remember in your phone, if you're going to take a selfie, you have resolution options, So typically we set our resolution just for like something mediocre because we don't want to take up a ton of data space in our photo library. But to take one or two really in-depth pictures, you can change the resolution so that it's extremely high res so that you have a picture and it literally can practically see your pores, and you could take a front, you could take a side, another side, and then the full body or back, and then you upload those into your AI so that it really truly embraces your image. And you don't want to use a picture that's been filtered if you want it to look genuine, like you. And this just has some tips. You can use the photos in your library, but just, use AI to sharpen them or to create soft, cohesive tones or, to clean up backgrounds. And then we have this absolutely beautiful content library. Um, so you can use some of the pictures in there if you are completely out of ideas. And I'll show you some of the compelling ways you can use that soon. Let's see. Oh yeah, so well-lit images. Oh, so this is just very unique to me, but there's a woman who's a local photographer and she has a Facebook group of women, just women. And we just post just things about being women and moms and business people or whatever. But I was engaging in the group and she offered, would you want to be a moderator? All you have to do is post 2 posts a day, like the 5 days of the week, and engage when you can in exchange for photography credit. So it's like $200 of credit per month or something like that. I don't know. I've been doing it for like 2 years. So I had a $2,000 photo shoot with her, and she took spot on images, a lot of the ones I use, and I could create whatever I wanted. So I had all my isogenic stuff. So that was basically free to me just to post like 2 engagement posts per night, which I'm using anyway on my personal page. And it's why I have so much engagement on my personal page. So, I mean, that was a free thing. But now, because of that, I have very high resolution pictures that I can use to create my AI twin.
Mm.
Um, so just some tips, download Grok, Google Gemini is brilliant, and then ChatGPT. There's a limit with the free versions, how many uses you can do per day or per hour. I actually upgraded to the paid ChatGPT, which is $20 a month. But I use it for my regular work and for isogenics and just for, proving my husband wrong in arguments. Just kidding. So for me, it's like a business write-off. Well, obviously for all of us it is if you're sharing the business. And then you want to make sure you can get into your Isogenics shareables, the content for both the product and the business. I use TikTok to create videos and I use Instagram Story. I'm not even on Instagram anymore, but I use the stories feature to kind of cut and paste, which I'll try to show you later if we have time. And then just know, like, I never know what people know, but if you take a screenshot, of something on Facebook and that goes into your photo library, like some people don't understand that you can go into that image in your photo library and cut and paste all of that text that's now in that image. So you just copy it and then you can just paste it somewhere else. And you could paste it into ChatGPT and say, this resonates with me, but I'm a physical therapist and I'm going to be 50, so can you make it sound more like me? And it will. And then you can also like you hover over an image and you can copy that and you can paste it somewhere else in another image. So if an image has maybe two products that I use, but I want to add a third thing and like to make like the happy mix or something. If I want to use like XM, Hydrate, and Ionics all in one thing, I'll, copy a picture of Ionics and post it into like the image so that it looks like they were all there together.
Mm.
Um, it's it's just a lot of playing around. And this was just talking about how to train your kind of your chat GPT or your whatever AI you're going to use and just explain, the things that are important to you. And then kind of like the tone that you would speak to people with, like I value simplicity, consistency, for me, efficiency. You can take a picture and then just say, stylize this so it looks like a watercolor. Like if the thing in your post is more about the wording and the caption and you just need kind of like a filler picture, it could be anything, but you can personalize it any way you want. Oh, look at this. This is crazy.
Collagen cocoa is so yummy.
Oh, that is
Isn't that crazy? So
wow.
this was just to say, like, I have my phone mount in my car where I put my phone because of, I'm using it for GPS, but then I can flick it around and that's the angle it's getting me at. So a lot of my videos are in the car because number one, I'm in the car a lot because I do home care and I'm driving from patient to patient. And number two, the lighting is always good in your car. And you want, if you're portraying yourself, you want to be in the best lighting. So I have that mount in my car, and then I have one that I got on TikTok that is magnetized somehow, and like, but it's like a suction cup, and so you can attach it to glass. So I use that in my kitchen on the kitchen window or the sliding door, or I bring that into the sauna with me at Hotworks and use some video content from there.
Play that
And
video
then, of course,
again. That
ring
is
light.
so cute. It's just captivating, right? Like it's obviously sci-fi type,
Right.
right? But it's so captivating because it's abnormal, right? Like it's different. But can you play that
Totally.
again? I haven't seen that one.
Let me again.
This collagen cocoa is so yummy.
I did a couple of them. They're so crazy. And I think this is going to be very normal soon. So it's not going to be like unique for much longer, but we might as well take advantage of it while it is.
That's right.
So look at this. So I asked, when Cookies and Cream came out, the picture of me in that dress is a picture that photographer took of me, so it was very high resolution. So I uploaded that into Google Gemini and said, "We have this shake coming out," and I uploaded the picture of the shake, and I said, "Can you put me in a scene that's just like super enriched with cookies and cream stuff, like, and you can tell it, like, think like Willy Wonka, style, or it knows everything. It knows, you could say think like Vogue magazine." Or or whatever style you want. So that's what it created, and then I put it in Grok, and it brings it to life.
And it's like you're not even there. That's not a video of you. It created
No,
all of that. You're
not
not
at
holding
all.
your hands a certain way and videoing you and taking time.
Right.
It created the whole video.
Oh my gosh, it gets better. It's crazy. So this is from the brand content library. So it extrapolated what this woman looks like. Because look, it's just cut off at her eyes. And this created what she would probably look like.
And made it come to life. Just a picture.
Yes. And then look at this.
C'est délicieux.
So I just happened to grab the first image and it happened to be in French. So then I said in Grok, you know, have the model saying, "This is delicious." So, it brings it to life and then it says it's delicious.
C'est délicieux.
And then
Yeah,
look at
that's
this.
awesome.
C'est délicieux.
Oh, you know what? I put the wrong one in. I was trying to fiddle with it during the presentation, but in the next one, I was like, you know what? We just opened up Cyprus or whatever, right? A new country that we're sharing in. So I changed it and I said, actually, say in Greek, this is delicious. I would love for you to share this with me. So you can basically bring in business partners. You could post a reel, hashtag Cyprus, hashtag Greece, hashtag Europe, whatever. And then this woman is saying, I'd love for you to help me share Isogenics around the world. You can have her say whatever you want. It's just, I think it's very exciting. Well, look at this one.
Do you want me to make you one?
So that's a picture, of a smoothie bowl. But I wanted to use that to say there's all these apps, AI apps, these are the three that it mentioned, especially this 11 Labs. A lot of people talk about this. So you can speak into it and say, do you want me to make one for you? And, instead of this robotic voice, it starts to understand your tone and your cadence, and it will then you just type in a caption and it'll speak in your actual voice. It's completely
Like you got a
free.
photographer there who's doing it in portrait mode, right? Where it blurs out the back,
She
which
did that. She did that.
it all did that, right? It's
No, she actually did that. She did that where she was focused on the bowl and I was blurred, but
also
you can
that's
absolutely do that in images.
nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is from the product content library as well. It was just a static image, but in Grok, it, created this tiny little video where it's just like panning over and it puts in this music that's just kind of serene and like spa-like, but you could change that too. Here's another one from the content library.
So it's just bringing a still picture to life. Like,
Right. And it just makes it so much easier. So I just wanted to remind you, like, like I consider everything content. I have an iPhone, so I don't know how to trade on anything else because I've always had one since the three. But like, the volume button is the action button on your phone. So if you're like, you can hold it up and take a quick picture by pressing the volume button. But that also activates the video camera. So when you're like walking through a store, you could just like hold it like this, and if you're holding the volume, then you're creating a video. So I do a lot of like recipes. So all I need is like 3 seconds of each little part of the recipe, and then I just splice them all together.
hmm,
But so just to say, like, you should be creating an album of, selfies or whatever images you want. And if at the very least, if you're not creating albums, you should at least take advantage of the caption option in your phone where like in the iPhone, it's a little tiny eye at the bottom with a circle around it. And if you press that, it says add a caption. So you could put in collagen. And so then later on, all you have to do is use the search button in your photo library and just pull up collagen. And then you have everything that was like collagen related so that you can just go like boom, 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 and put those all in a video.
right? Because what I was thinking was I want to use this AI stuff with like going through the grocery store and showing the cost of inflation, right? How much thing,
Totally.
but if I've got to do the camera, put it in there, and but you're just saying like, no, you just hold the volume button down. I walk by it, and so do I need to be in the camera when I'm holding it down, or do I need to set
Yes.
up
Yes.
and
Yes, you do.
and then just hold it down?
Yeah.
It's videoing.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Join us at
Oh,
11 a.m. Eastern for a fun business training on leveraging AI for your business.
so this was just a static picture, but I just had it say the same thing I had in that other video. So, I mean, there's just so many applications for using this for business and,
And
well,
then the
for,
eye right there lets me name it.
yeah, yep. So this was just a little tutorial on just like cutting and pasting. So I just hovered over that picture and then I went into stories and then I opened up an image I had saved of a beach and then I just go into text and paste and then I'm able to just quickly, put an image wherever I want and then you can put, make it a poll or make it, a question or, there's just so many ways to do this. So this was just more about like prompts specifically. I mean, there's people out there that are like prompt experts. And the more you read through the prompts, the more you realize kind of like what you value as far as aesthetic. So like keep it realistic. Or, this is about more kind of like the tone of your phrases. Oh, so this is a funny one for engagement. So I'm in a Facebook group. It's called Faceless Digital Marketing or something like that. So they created all these Christmas, because a lot of them are selling these family photos. And so on the left, this is a family photo, and then this is like the prompt that goes with it, using the family in reference, make a hyper realistic, that's a very important term, hyper realistic Christmas photo shoot, and they're wearing matching pajamas or whatever. So this right here, that's my daughter and her husband. They don't have any kids, but using that prompt, I put their wedding picture in and it created this. Then I realized, I said, oh, whoops, Rue is wearing his tux or whatever from the wedding. So I said, redo it and put him in actually matching pajamas. So in the bottom one, he's in matching pajamas. So it doesn't get it right 100% of the time, not even 100%. But it, all you do is tweak it, So it's just crazy. I mean, you can just to create engagement with people. I mean, there's absolute endless things. Yeah, so here's one. This woman offered this prompt. This, it's a hyper-realistic cinematic portrait of a powerful Black woman sitting at the head. So I took that prompt and I uploaded a picture of myself into Google Gemini, and I said, using this prompt, create this picture of me. But I didn't realize that it said she had long black Rapunzel hair. So it has my face, but then long black Rapunzel hair. So I said, sorry, keep her hair blonde and wavy as in the reference picture and just keep her hair the same length. So then it does me better. But then look, I get tattoos on this one. So I said, just remove the hair from the desk because it's screwed up there and just take off the tattoos on the arm right there. And I just make my expression like powerful, but like satisfied. Like I don't want to look mean in the picture. So then it gives, oh, then I reached my limit. Then it gives me this picture here, I don't know,
It's going to cost who knows how much to go into a studio and create.
right? So I just use that on my Facebook stories. Like, do you want to join the training? You can do absolutely anything with it. So that was just funny. Yeah, so just types of images for your brand. There's lifestyle, the product ones, and then this whole faceless thing. I know a lot of people are turned off by, the fact that they might have to, show their face. Oops, did I just lose that? Sorry about that. Let's see here. So yeah, that can be intimidating if you don't want to show your face. But it could be, removing a barrier if people knew that they didn't have to show their face in order to do this business. All right, back on track here. All right, so this is what I was telling you earlier. I had asked Grok, to stay relevant in an atmosphere seemingly saturated with wellness products. So it gives you these ideas, make it more like an experience, like a sunset sip, when you're having your new collagen cocoa, or make it create a free quiz, or here's the thing about the purity, or emphasize the fact that it has turmeric for joint support, or what have you. So this is just about the formula of creating, a prompt. You want to give it the vibe, the mood, the feeling, tell it the scene, what elements you want in it, give it the purpose, and, is this for, selling or encouraging or whatever, and then, the kind of the outcome that you would appreciate. Here's some, some verbiage. Create an image with a calm, cozy, nourishing vibe. Or like in that picture you saw of me in the flowers, you can just reverse engineer it and say, I like this image. Which prompt would I use to create this image? And then you upload the reference picture and then just continue tweaking it until, it fits what you want. You can get descriptive with scenarios here, motion blur on her legs, to scream energy, or freeze frame, jump style, sweat droplets and vibrant color grading. I mean, there's so many prompts out there, so I just keep in my notes, I just keep prompts I like, and I just keep tweaking them so that they, look a little bit more like me.
I think
This
that's
is,
key too with this because I don't know those prompts like
yeah,
reality and
hyper realistic. Yeah,
hyper realistic. That would totally change some things that I had tried to do that it just no matter what I was typing in, it wasn't doing it right. So to know the
yes,
prompts are as important as like programming, right? If
exactly. You are programming it.
right.
Yeah, so this was like just an engagement post I did over Thanksgiving. And I said, like mashed potatoes and gravy are my favorite thing. Like, what's your favorite thing? And then it's just something like silly. But
All that, and you got engagement from people on saying what they like together,
right,
all right?
right.
This picture draws you in to be, oh, look at that. And then you're like, what does she want to know? Because you look at the picture first, and then you usually, that's how I'll look at the picture,
Yeah,
and then I read, right?
totally. Yeah,
So,
but you can see how you could use your little AI twin to do redundant things like walk the box. Like, so you could just, make a video and, message it to someone in their Facebook Messenger and just say, hey, your order was just placed. You should expect it in 3 to 5 business days. Let me know when it comes because I want to open it with you. So it's you, but it's not taking up your time because it's something that you say all the time. So just using efficiency. Oh yeah. So this was just this girl said, I have a head cold, give me all your ideas on, getting rid of a head cold or whatever. So it's just ways to use AI to create engagement on your socials. So I said, I just cut and pasted what she asked and I said, but make it look like it came from me, and not from like Chat GPT. So it didn't even do a great job with making it look like it came from me. It can definitely make it more like a paragraph style. If something has bullets, someone did not take the time to like bullet it out. But anyways, it still works because some of these things just jog people's memories and they're like, oh, that's right. I forgot that I have honey in the cabin and I should use that. So then I just go back and paste it into there and click it. And I saw later on she liked it. It's just a way because the algorithm wants you to engage. So the more you engage with people, the more it sends your stuff out to them.
mm, so
So,
making comments in people's,
right. And so you can do it with images too. So this girl's like, what can I do with this little unused space? So you save, that's me on the couch. You save the picture and then you upload it into the AI and then you say, just what she said. I don't know what to put here, blah, blah, blah. And so, it takes a sec, but it gives you amazing ideas and pictures. So it's like, put a console, put a tree, put a photo library, whatever, and then so then you can literally cut and paste that, cut and paste a picture. And people are so appreciative because I don't know what the percentage of people using AI is, but it seems very small because they think you're an absolute genius if you provide this information. Or, I mean, it could be anything. It could be like, my kids are struggling. They only eat like 3 things for lunch. I really need new ideas of something healthy I could pack for them. And then all you do is upload that, and it gives you like endless ideas and you can just tweak it the way you want it. Be like, and actually, my kids, they might not eat the best at school, but when they come home, I always fuel them with a shake or whatever. Oh, and so then also, we have amazing leaders that have awesome posts. So you can literally copy and paste someone else's post and then just say, use this post, but reword it so it sounds more like me. And then it'll just, rejigger the formatting and, it'll potentially even give you different hashtags. So this one, it wants me to have a calm confidence, not hypey, not salesy, but just, kind of the facts in a different angle. So then I mean, there is no excuse for not posting. Like literally, you could make a different post every minute of the day because there's just so many tools to make it creative. Let's see. Oh, I think this was what I was looking for earlier about the different AIs that make your voice sound just like you.
Join us Saturday at noon Eastern on Dave's Business Call to talk about fun and free ways to leverage AI in your Isenix business this holiday season.
So I saw this picture that I liked. So I said, what's the prompt for creating this picture? So then it gave me the prompt. So I uploaded a picture of me and it gave me this. But then the collagen cocoa came out. So I uploaded a picture of the collagen cocoa and I said, put this in the picture. And then I had Grok animate it. So, all you have to do is find a picture you like and then find a picture of you, find a picture of the product and then do whatever you want with it.
and the
Uh,
purpose of this too, like you said earlier, starting out, this is showing you what's possible. Like
Right.
Not a training on, okay, we're going to go step by step.
Right, right,
This is
right.
where you do that, and then you're showing this is not what this Zoom is about. So I haven't been watching the chat, but if people are saying, that's, you're going to want to get on Susan's, right? You're going to want to start
Just
researching some of this
play.
stuff on your own. I think there's three groups here. One will be, wow, that's really cool. That's awesome, but they never use it.
Right.
And the group that says, "Oh, that's cool. I would like to use that," and maybe they do something with it. And then there's going to be the group that goes out and does what you're doing with it and learning and taking themselves through the process. So, and we get that, right? There's no judgment there. I just think that's, what it's going to be. And I don't know what category I'm in yet. I totally love that. Like, I love everything about this. Like, it stimulates me. Like, and I want to be able to do that. Am I going to do that? And I think what I'll use it for, you guys, and this is thinking outside the box, my PowerPoint slides,
Hmm.
putting stuff like that into my PowerPoint to where it sinks in deeper. I could be using other people's voices, and videos like Dr. Paul, but using something that really makes it like entertaining. Like
Yeah.
I want my PowerPoints to be more like a production.
Yeah.
If somebody was going to go pay to watch a show, but they're learning something while they're watching the show, to me, that's possible now without all the expenses and having to, have the cameras and everything set
Right.
up right, all the GoPros everywhere and the microphones. Like I could literally do that kind of a production like you're doing with what you're showing us.
Yeah, it's so fun. And it is kind of like another language, like you were saying, like this hyper realistic, or couture outfit or ethereal, So the more you learn kind of the language, the more you can create something that's really
I didn't even know
specifically
there was language. I didn't know there was prompts like, what's the prompt
you.
to use to do this? I didn't know that that even existed
Isn't
until
that
now.
funny? Yeah. Oh, this isn't going to play, but this was supposed to be a little tutorial. Just this was back to TikTok. I mean, there's whole templates. All you have to do is upload pictures, and then it'll just give you 15 templates to choose from. Let me just see if I can get out of this. I think I had saved a couple on my um, phone here. Oh yeah, so here's another thing I love to do. I'm obsessed with podcasts and on science. So let me see if I can
The
do this.
dermatologists and the cosmetic surgeons that work on faces that I spoke to. I told you I consulted with a fairly large and diversified group of folks in preparation for this episode. All agreed that supplementation with collagen, vitamin C, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid was something that they suggest to their patients.
Okay, so when I'm listening to a podcast, if they say something compelling, there's like a little time bar there. So I just take a quick screenshot of the exact second that it was said, and then I go back later on, like when I have time to do stuff, and I screen record, which is an option in your iPhone. Um, and I choose the image of him. So, I mean, he's a very famous neuroscientist, well respected, saying this. So then I have, it has the title, and then he's saying this, which my phone can hear. So then I upload it into TikTok and have it put captions on what he's saying, and then I just edit them and then I save it. So it's just that third party validation. It's like, all right, this expert is saying that you have to supplement with collagen and vitamin C. So that's another fun thing I like to do. Oh, and then I have an Aura
That's what
ring.
I would like to do in the presentations
Yes,
on the slides, have stuff
so
like that,
fun. So
right?
fun. And then with my Aura ring, it gives me data. You guys are talking about, I forget. Oh, Casey Means. So Casey Means is one of the scientific advisors in a company called Levels, which is like a glucose monitoring company. And I had a glucose monitor that I used for like 10 days through Levels, and it gives you all sorts of data. And I was easy to correlate that to isogenics and just prove that our shakes are low glycemic and they really help you stay super stable. So I took that image and I said, using my Oura Ring data, create a post about the ease of isogenics and our low glycemic shake options, so then it says whatever it talks about science, about glucose. So it's just I can't get enough of the options out there. Oh, this is one of the templates I use for TikTok. I don't know if this is gonna.
Down this road of mine, this road that I go home, so am I wrong? Together we could be something more.
So
So
that's a
you
template where you're just throwing in what images.
Yeah, so I just upload them and then it gives you like 15 options of different templates and then it lets, it suggests an audio, but you can override that and pick your own audio. So that's just, another way of creating engagement or what have you. So I think, let me see, was there anything else? That was pretty much it. I don't know. I'd like to
You got
open it up
that
for any questions.
advertisement for Susan's on.
Yeah, so this one is actually with Todd Falcone, but this is, the Zoom address, that she comes from on Monday nights at 8:30 Eastern.
And this Monday
So
is the AI. Is she advertising this Monday as the AI? Is that what it was?
so this Monday is not because this one, the 8th. This is more about whatever he's training about building teams. But she'll probably get back on the AI thing maybe the next week or what have you. I don't know. She has emails and she sends them out like Monday morning, and then you kind of find out what the topic's going to be based on what she wants to do.
Okay. Oh, that was from the 24th. She did the last AI one,
Yeah.
November 24th. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Well, awesome. I love it. I mean, it does show, it's kind of like when Isogenics in their trainings, like at ICU, where they go into how social media is going to be the next big thing. And it shows all these numbers and how many people are tied into it and how many people you could expose yourself to. It starts showing all those numbers, right? And how long it took for the TV to get into every home versus Facebook in every home. This is like that, like what you did today, and then showing the possibilities. I love like the future speaking potential that you just shared with us. And if I want to pursue it, I know what's there and the channels that I could go to because of what you just, you gave us a pretty broad spectrum there of the different tools that could be used in different ways. And so now it's a matter of me deciding, okay, yeah, I want to do that. I'm going to take the time and effort now to pursue that in this pathway, in this direction. And now I feel like I have a sense of some kind of understanding to take that next step.
Mhm.
So I
I
really,
think the new releases, I just feel like that is such like an easy drop-in thing. It's like take a picture of you, take a picture of, either, the cookies and cream shake or the maple brown sugar or the collagen cocoa and just see what you can do with it. You know, that's just very low investment.
let's see, can you unshare your screen and at what time is it? I
12:29.
want to see if we could
Let's see.
see in the chat if there's anything. Yeah. I know somebody asked the question, I think, yeah, Thomas, what AI platform do you recommend to start with for people who are tech challenged? Is
Google
there
Gemini.
Google Gemini?
Yeah.
See, I haven't even opened that. I don't even know how to get to it. Like, okay, how do I do that? I'm sure it's going to be in Google somewhere. So I know how to
Yes.
get into the Google Drive. So it's got to be in there somewhere, is what my thinking is. And if I want to know more about it, I'll go and start to pursue that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just put in googlegemini.com and it just says like, what can I do for you? So that you can, either with images or text, and it's free, and you maybe get like 10 a day or something.
And that's the one you said you use. You use Grok and then you use Chat GPT.
Yes, exactly. And the thing is, in the faceless digital marketing, I wasn't able to show that group. Oh, I did actually with the woman with the black hair. People ask for help in there too. And so sometimes I'll use some of my free credits and I'll just like help other people create images because they've run out of, their ability to create with their free thing or whatever. And then you're just helping people, and then later on you can invite them to follow you, so it's just like getting into other groups. It's another avenue of getting into other groups and exposing yourself to other people.
Yeah. Yep. And we live in such a fast-paced world, you know. I would say like what several seconds is all your reels really are, right? If it's a 30-second reel, you're going to lose people.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be so quick now, and that's what I want to incorporate into my presentation on the slides is keeping people's attention and then to the next thing, but having it be smooth, but also effective to where they get it, right? Like your cookies and cream thing is very stimulating, but it's about the shake. And they get that. Like if they want that, they know that they could come to you to order that, right? Even though it's really short. So, you know, you got to remember that as well. There's just some other things. And then the responsibility of always being integritous with Isagenix and promoting the truth, which, you know, doesn't seem to be an issue with people in Isagenix, but you know, you could go so many different directions that we just need to make sure that we're staying in integrity and
Right.
whatnot.
And it's important to recognize why you slow your scroll. You know, if you're scrolling, and you're like, wait, what is this? And then just like take note of like what made you stop. Because you like you said, you really only have like literally less than 5 seconds to grab somebody. So you can tell that to your chat, like, you know, within 5 seconds, I want to captivate the audience, you know, and then give me hashtags that be relevant to menopause or, you know, so you can ask it every portion from like the first title all the way to the hashtags and all the content in between.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Pam. I'm
You're
gonna
welcome.
give a shout out and we'll get on with our Saturdays, our weekend. So thank you. You guys can unmute, give a shout out. Thanks so much, Pam.
Oh, I
Thank you,
missed.
Pam.
Apologize. I got on here very, very late.
Thank you.
You bet.
Good
See you
meeting.
guys.
This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Good meeting.
blessed weekend, everyone.